Hi, everyone. I am Christine Kidder-Graves, career coach, just trying to make sure I'm all set up here for my LinkedIn Live today. I'm really happy to be here with you and talking about the three essential ingredients that you need to have in your career plan. Every career plan needs to have these ingredients in order for it to work for you, in order for you to be successful. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the first ingredient. The first ingredient is, I like to call it reflection. Okay. And what it really is being clear on who you are and what do you love doing? What lights you up? Okay. And by the way, these three ingredients, I should have mentioned this earlier. The three ingredients are the three keys in my one-on-one coaching program that I have with my clients. And they are featured in my free masterclass next week. But I wanted to, again, do this right away, this LinkedIn Live with you to give you some of the good stuff right up front so you know what the ingredients are. And so you can get started on your career plan, right? And this is a career plan. You don't have to be actively looking for a new job. Many of you are happy in your current roles, which is great. But do you know what's next for you? Do you know what you're working toward? Where do you want to go? All right. That's important. Okay. So again, reflection is that first ingredient. And again, what I mean by that is who you are, like, who is the person, who do you want to be? All right. And what do you love doing? All right. And we do get into the details of that because I think everyone has things that they love doing, but maybe they don't want to do those to make a living. Maybe they're more like hobbies. And then there's those things that you are good at, but you don't enjoy doing them. Right. So you need to have that awareness, and it's important to have that clarity on who you are and what your brand is. When I do my career clarity calls with a new contact, that's one of the questions I would ask you is, what is your clarity on your brand? We all have a personal, professional brand. And the way I define it is, how are you invaluable to others? We each have our own unique skills and talents that we're given. The blend of skills and talents that you have are different from what I have. And I firmly believe that you were given those skills and talents for a reason, just like I was given mine for a reason. All right. How do you want to use those skills and talents? What's exciting to you? What lights you up? So having that, you need to have that. That's your starting point. And that's why that ingredient is so important. All right. So the next ingredient is a plan, having the plan itself, right? And depending on what you want to accomplish, maybe it's, again, knowing what's next for you, but there's different elements to that plan. All right. If you are doing a job search, if that is part of your plan, then you definitely need to have an updated resume. You need to have a LinkedIn profile that's, fully optimized. How much time do you have available if you are doing a job search? How much time do you have to devote to that search? If you are working a demanding full-time job right now, where, you're working 80, 90 hours a week, then when are you going to have time to do your job search? How are you going to manage that? All right. So that plan, the plan itself is, the details of the plan, the resume, the components of it. Those are all important. And again, if you are not doing a job search, if that's not part of your plan, then you need to determine what's next. What is that next step for you? So how are you going to do that? And again, how are you going to make progress on that? Is that going to be a daily thing? Is it going to be a weekly thing for you? Is it going to be monthly? right? So really like looking at that as the second ingredient, the second key. We have to have a plan. We have to know what the steps are, what it is that we're going to be doing. The third ingredient is connection. And connection is something that I want everyone to be doing on a daily basis. And especially if you are not in job search mode. I can't tell you how many times I hear people telling me when we first start talking, I haven't kept up my network. I haven't really maintained it. By you keeping up your network, you can actually be better in your job. Learning best practices, learning just how can you be better, learning what standards are, how, learning about the competition. There's so much great information to help you be better in your job through connection, right? But let's just take a step back and get back to your career, okay? By you staying in touch and doing a little bit of work, even on a daily basis. And what's so great is you can use LinkedIn to help you with that. LinkedIn is an awesome tool that not enough of us are using to stay connected with each other, but use it. All it takes is 5 minutes a day. When would be the best time for you to use that third ingredient of connection, in your career plan, to stay in touch with people? Because that's how we find opportunities. Again, you may not be actively looking, or you're totally happy in your current role right now. But what if there's a great opportunity that's out there for you that you would absolutely love? If you don't stay connected to your network, how is that opportunity going to find you, and how are you going to hear about it? And all it takes is just 5 minutes a day. If you could at least start with 5 minutes a day, use your LinkedIn app. So just, I have it on my phone, and you can just like reach out to one person in your network and just say, hey, how are things going? Maybe there's someone in your network that you haven't talked to in ages, and, you want to reconnect with them to find out what's going on. So you should also, on a regular basis, look at your connections, look at your link connections, go through them. Since it's the beginning of this year, now is a great time to do it. You don't have to do it all in one sitting. You can just go through 5. It depends on how many connections you have. So I'm fortunate. I have over 21,000 connections. So, but I try to look at it on an annual basis, and then even maybe twice a year, because just to refresh it, that list is very different from when I first got on LinkedIn a long time ago. And it's always evolving and changing. And now I'm always looking to expand my connections with marketing and sales leaders, especially because that's my niche that I focus on. So for you, I'm sure your connections have evolved and changed over time as well. So that's something to keep in mind too. What are your current needs, and how do we address that? So again, those 3 key ingredients of reflection, and again, it comes down to knowing who you are, and knowing what you enjoy doing, what is good at that, and taking the time out to do that. I was talking about with connection, the daily work of that, and just making it super easy. With reflection, it can actually be part of planning your day. So when you wrap up your work day today, what you can do is reflect on what you did well today. What went well? What did you enjoy? What did you like? And what didn't go so well? Right? So you can weave that into planning the next day, and just you can make a habit out of that. But that way you're spending time thinking about what it is that you're good at, what do you enjoy, what do you not enjoy so much, and that's something that you're checking in on a regular basis. You're pausing. You're not just rushing through your day trying to get all these things done. You're deliberately pausing and reflecting, and that in itself is a very powerful thing to do. My coach that I've been with for over 2 years now, she often says, well, we focus on what other people are doing. When we're not happy with our work and our careers, we think about, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? But really what it starts is, who are you being? Who do you want to be? If you are looking to be a CMO in the future, be that CMO now and make decisions from being that CMO right now, and take action from that. So that is, again, the first ingredient. The second ingredient is the actual plan itself, the career plan. And the components of it are going to differ on what your needs are, where you're at. I did touch upon, what you need when you are actively in search. I should have also mentioned, you need a target company list. That is really important. And that even applies. It doesn't matter if you are doing a job search or if you're not doing a job search, because you want to have an understanding of what are those companies that you could go to when I ask the question, what's next? What type of role would be next for you? What type of companies are you interested in? It's good to be watching those companies, monitoring, seeing what they're doing. That will help you determine, really, is this a company that I want to be at? Is this a future team that I want to be on? And then, so again, that is an important piece. So the resume, your LinkedIn profile, your target company list. Your resume should always be somewhat updated. Okay. Again, even if you are not actively in job search, you want to have it updated. I have a couple clients that I'm working with right now who are not actively looking, but we're doing the work together to identify what is next for them. And part of that is updating their resume, because you should be ready for worst case scenario. I think that's something that we all learned from the pandemic. Unfortunately, it seemed like one day so many people were in their jobs, happy working, and then the next day they were without a job. You don't want to be caught in that. You want to be as prepared as you possibly can. We may not have any control over what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. We can control what our actions are. And I'm all about empowering you and helping you to have a career that you design, not to have a career by default, not to just fall into things as they occur. I want you to be very intentional and pursue, what lights you up. So again, that second ingredient of the plan those are like the subcomponents of it. And then with the third ingredient being connection, I was trying to give you some tips, because we all get so busy in our days. And I often hear people say, well, I don't have the time to stay in touch with my network. I just don't have the time to be doing this. I'm very busy at work and with family and all these things. You do have the time. By you telling yourself you don't have the time, and believe me, I was there. I would tell myself, and I still catch myself saying, I don't have the time. That doesn't help you. So we need to stop telling ourselves that message of I don't have the time, because we do. We have 24 hours in a day. I have as much time as you do. And it really comes down to choice. So I'm asking you to take 5 minutes of your day, get the LinkedIn app on your phone if you don't have it. And instead of watching the news, if you watch the news, stop doing that and use LinkedIn as your search for content. It's a great source for that, for keeping up on what's going on in the world. And you can also, so you could do 5 minutes for that just to stay in touch, and then 5 minutes to reach out to a connection. You can do that. So, all right. So now I'm going to tell you how we put all of these things together. All right. And it's, so if you are doing a job search, you know, the whole ingredient of reflection, that gives you clarity. You do not want to be doing a job search unless you are clear on your brand, unless you've done that reflection work, right? How can you do a job search? How can you sit in an interview and get them to hire you if you don't know what your brand is and how you can help them, how you are the solution to their problem? Okay. So you need to have that clarity. And that's, so you could be executing the plan, but if you don't have the reflection, if you don't have the clarity, because that comes out of it, out of the reflection, then how are you going to be able to sell yourself in interviews, to get an interview, to get an offer, to get through all of those steps in the interview process successfully? That's where the reflection comes in. The plan, so when that's plugged into the plan, then you're able to take action because you have that clarity that you need. And so much of the work that we're doing in a job search, you know, you have to do it through connection. You know, you have to do it. I was able to actually, leverage some connections to help a client get connected with the right recruiter. So because, you know, companies are having a really hard time filling their openings still. And they have, you need to get connected with the right person at that company in order to get that interview. So that's why connection is so powerful. The three ingredients fit together. And when they fit together, you have a really a successful career plan. Now, again, if you are not in job search mode, you still need a career plan, because that's going to get you to what's next. What is next for you? And again, the reflection fits in with the plan, so you know where you're heading, what is the direction that you need to go in. And then connection can be really powerful to give you the information that you need to provide answers. Because when you're asking that question of what's next, there's a lot of other questions you're probably asking too. You know, it's like you're walking down the path and you're trying to get more information that will guide you along your path. And that's a key thing to keep in mind as well. So I have so much more. I have our amazing workbook that goes with the masterclass. We're going to be really doing a deep dive into these, like what makes a great LinkedIn profile. The best thing would be for people to be reaching out to you on a regular basis, wanting to have conversations with you, because they get you. They see what you're up to, because your LinkedIn profile does such a great job in communicating that. So we're going to be touching upon that. We're going to be talking about, how to help you get that brand clarity that you need, and then how to make connection. I refer to it as connecting versus networking, because when I hear networking, I think of computers and hardware and all that, but it's really connecting. Let's make it more human, because it is. So we'll be talking about those things, and it's The masterclass starts on January 23rd at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. They're going to be quick sessions because we want to give you lots of good information. We know everyone is busy. They will be recorded as well and available for a limited time. But we really want to help you have a career plan, because that's how you're going to have work that works for you. That's how you get there, is with a plan. We always need a plan. So anyway, but thank you so much for watching. It was great to give you some insight and give you this sneak preview into the masterclass. And then we're going to pop the link, the registration link, in the comments too, so you have that. But just DM me if you want to learn more about it. We're just trying to make it as easy, accessible for you to help you have the career plan that you're looking for. Have a great day, everyone. And thanks again for watching.